Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, At Home with Willowberry. Or if you're new, welcome. But where have you been? I'm so happy to see you here. My name is Valerie, and in today's video, how about joining us for a day of homemaking here on our little homestead in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Come spend the morning with us while we work down in the garden patch. Then later on, I clean the kitchen, and for dinner, Tim's going to prepare teriyaki chicken out on the Blackstone. It was a pretty laid-back day here in the Virginia mountains, so if you're interested, then I hope you'll stick around and enjoy the video. I sure hope you're all having a great day. My hope is that you're all feeling happy, healthy, and blessed. We're doing pretty good, just living and loving life on our little piece of paradise here in the Virginia mountains. Our little garden has been discovered by the deer. They hop right over the fence and have been eating my cabbages, tomatoes, and strawberry plants. So far, the cucumbers are thriving and growing big. I've ordered a trellis for them to climb on. I'm just waiting for Amazon to deliver them. I wasn't prepared for how fast they would take off once the seedlings were transplanted into the ground. They're growing like crazy. This was our first year trying to grow a garden, and man, have we got a lot to learn. Today, we have 2 watermelon plants that need to be transplanted. We temporarily planted them in the raised bed until we could prepare a spot for them on the ground. So that's the plan for today while we're working down here in the garden patch. Once Tim finishes filling in the tires with the dirt, then we'll be ready to transplant the watermelon plants. I just hope they survive being transplanted and that the deer won't eat them all up. It's actually kind of disappointing to put all this hard work and money into growing a garden just to feed the wildlife. But I guess that's the risk you take when growing a garden out in the middle of the woods. I guess as long as the deer would leave a little behind for us, then I wouldn't mind sharing the garden with them. But they're greedy little things, and they wreak havoc in the garden, the little stinkers. Well, all right, let's get these watermelon plants in the ground, and then we'll head back up to the house. I have some cleaning to do in the kitchen. I really do enjoy working out in my little garden, but the sun is starting to get hot out there. It's gearing up to be another scorcher today. I try to work in the garden early in the morning or late in the evening once the sun starts to set. I tell you what, it sure does feel good to be back in the AC. Well, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the kitchen a little bit. I have a few dishes to get caught up on, and then I want to sweep and mop the floor. Did y'all see that sweet little willowberry with the pink bow in her hair? She looks so cute. I bought a pack of 100 bows, and I've been having the most fun dressing her up in them, that's for sure. This isn't my usual cleaning day. I usually do a big clean on Mondays, but the kitchen has to be cleaned every day around here. We try and wash dishes a few times throughout the day to keep up on them, and I like to sweep and mop at least 3 days a week, or more often as needed. Housekeeping looks a lot different around here since we've been under construction. The boys are responsible for cleaning their own rooms, except I do like to sweep and mop for them on occasion. The only thing to clean in the living room is the subfloor, and that just needs to be vacuumed once a week on Mondays. Oh, and also the living room window needs to be wiped down due to Max's nose prints when he looks out the window. I clean the bathroom once per week, so that just leaves the kitchen, which needs to be cleaned daily. We took a break from renovating to work outside this spring, but we finished just about all we wanted to accomplish out there for now. We found ourselves being bored around here the last couple of weeks, so we're really looking forward to getting back into the swing of things as far as renovations go, that's for sure. I'm excited for dinner tonight, y'all. Tim is making a family favorite. He's making chicken teriyaki with mixed vegetables and fried rice. The boys love yum yum sauce, and although you can buy pre-made yum yum sauce, they prefer it to be homemade. My neighbor shared a recipe that she found for homemade yum yum sauce, and it's really good. So as soon as I'm done mopping the floor, then I'm going to go ahead and make the sauce, because the longer it has to sit and let all the spices meld together, the better. Yum Yum sauce is a mayonnaise-based sauce that is creamy and delicious. It's creamy, sweet, and tart and goes so good with chicken teriyaki. And it is oh so simple to make. You just melt 2 tablespoons of butter and then you add all the ingredients together and blend well. Except I don't have a small food processor, so I just stir it together really well. According to the recipe, for best results you should allow the sauce to chill and the flavors to marry for at least an hour before serving. Okay, the Yum Yum sauce is made and is chilling in the fridge. It will have a couple of hours for the flavors to marry together, and it will be oh so yummy on our chicken teriyaki. Now I have a few dishes to put away, and then I'll go ahead and start prepping the mixed veggies that Tim will be cooking out on the Blackstone for our dinner tonight. right, y'all? I have some free time on my hands before dinner, so I thought I'd go ahead and start prepping the veggies and chicken now. It's still early afternoon and way too hot to be outside at the moment, so I usually try to find things to keep me busy indoors during the heat of the day. With tonight's teriyaki, we will be having summer squash, zucchini, carrots, and onions, so I'm going to go ahead and start chopping them up into bite-sized pieces. Later, I will be showing you how I like to spruce up a jar of teriyaki sauce. The boys have a friend spending the week with us, so we're feeding 7 people with this meal tonight, plus we're making plenty for extras for lunch the next day. I'm not a big fan of sandwiches, well, specifically deli meat sandwiches. I would much prefer leftovers for lunch than to eat a deli meat sandwich, and the same for a couple of my kids. So that's why we prepare so much food at dinner time. Alrighty, well, once I finish chopping up the veggies, then it will be time to start prepping the chicken. I will be cutting the chicken into about 1-inch pieces, and I try to keep the chunks similar in size in order for it to cook evenly and to finish cooking all at the same time. tell you what, as bored as I've been lately, since we finished just about everything that we wanted to outside this spring, that I'm so ready to get back into the swing of things as far as renovations go. We spent a solid year renovating 3 of our 5 bedrooms, so we decided to take a break this past spring in order to complete some outdoor projects. We built a garden patch and we grew some vegetables. We also built a garden shed with a water collecting system for collecting rainwater. We also had a lot of tree work done to remove some old dead trees and underbrush. We didn't get to accomplish all of our goals though. We never did get around to building the chicken coop, but hopefully it won't be too much longer. We stayed very busy during our 3-month break from renovating, but our break is just about over. Next week we plan to begin renovations in our middle son's room. Hopefully by early fall, our son will have a newly renovated space to call his own, just like Granny and our other 2 boys. The veggies and chicken are all prepped and ready to go, so now I'm going to go sit outside on the front porch and relax a little before dinner. I like to sit out there and watch the mountains and the sky. The clouds are just as magical to me as the mountains themselves, and sitting out on the porch and watching the scenery is like watching a movie for me. It's ever-changing and I can't get enough of it, that's for sure. Well, y'all, it's been a couple of hours since I chopped up the veggies and chicken, and after enjoying the scenery outside from the shade of the front porch, well, it's now time to get dinner started. We are having chicken teriyaki, so I need to prepare a teriyaki sauce. I use a jar of store-bought teriyaki sauce, but I like to spruce it up a bit. I like to start by sauteing some minced garlic and olive oil. I then add the jar of sauce to the pot, and after that, I add dried ginger powder, honey, and brown sugar to the pot. We like a sweet teriyaki sauce around here, so that's why I add the extra honey and brown sugar. But then the ginger adds a little heat that balances out the sweetness, so it's not too sweet. Well, once all the ingredients are well combined, I then simmer the teriyaki sauce until we're ready to use it. We really do enjoy having a Blackstone griddle. They are so convenient to have. They are easy to use and cook food quickly, so you can spend less time cooking and cleaning. You can also use it to cook a wide variety of foods, including burgers, bacon and pancakes, pizza, steaks, and like tonight, chicken teriyaki, mixed veggies, and fried rice. Tim has many specialties, but I think his chicken teriyaki is probably his best dish. To get started, he's going to make the fried rice. I made the rice in the rice maker yesterday and kept it in the fridge overnight. We find making fried rice with cold rice is better than using freshly steamed rice. To make fried rice, Tim will be adding eggs, soy sauce, and teriyaki sauce to the long grain rice and allow it to cook until heated through and slightly browned. We don't add extra veggies such as peas and carrots to our fried rice. We're not all fans of peas, and there will be carrots in the mixed veggies. If we were going to just be making fried rice, then we would add mixed veggies at this point, but we like to keep the rice and vegetables separated. One of my favorite places to eat out is at the Japanese steakhouse. My birthday happens to be on Valentine's Day, and as a double treat for Valentine's Day, we usually try to eat out at the Japanese steakhouse, and Tim has picked up a few tricks. Unfortunately, he won't be recreating a volcano today, though. Our luck will burn down the back porch. But he does a mean egg roll, and his heartbeat is the best one I've ever seen. Alright, well up next are the mixed vegetables. Tim will only be using the teriyaki sauce to season the vegetables with. He'll saute the veggies with the teriyaki sauce and a little bit of water until the vegetables begin to soften. I tell you what, it's a hot evening here in the Virginia mountains. It's hot and muggy. Poor Tim is starting to sweat like crazy from standing over the Blackstone. Heck, I'm starting to sweat and I'm just standing here. Oh, how I wish we had a pool. It would be so nice to go jump in a cool pool right about now. Tim and I were just talking about that today. One of our goals for next year is to get an above-ground pool, but we'll have to get a tractor first. We'll need a tractor to level out the ground for the pool. Eventually, we would love to have an in-ground pool, but hopefully by this time next year, we'll have a tractor and a pool, God willing. The fried rice and mixed vegetables are cooked and ready to go, so now it's time to cook the chicken. Just like for the rice and vegetables, Tim will only be using the teriyaki sauce to season the chicken with. The sauce is so full of flavor that it's all you need to season the rice, meat, and veggies perfectly deliciously. And just like that, in no time flat, dinner is ready, y'all, and it looks and smells delicious. It's finally time to dig in, y'all. Granny and the boys all have their dinner, and now it's time for me and Tim to have a little taste test. And I can tell you now, Tim outdid himself this time. The chicken is tender and juicy and so full of flavor from the teriyaki sauce. And the rice and veggies are also perfectly cooked. I give him a 10 out of 10 for this meal, that's for sure. Well, y'all, thanks so much for joining us for a day of homemaking here in our 1975 double-wide mobile home in the Blue Ridge Mountains. I really hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I tell you what, Tim really outdid himself. Dinner was superb. Alright, y'all, well that's about it for another video. I hope to see you again real soon. Y'all have a great week. Bye, y'all.